Welcome to French Property Renovations and phase 2, beginning of day 2 on doing the soakaway. So I've put 2 pipes up there onto the house. One's an air vent and one's for the stack with an air vent on eventually. And we're teeing them in down there and come down this trench, which was full of stone and rock and everything. I've had to have my old Hilti can go out. And we're heading towards what will be the soakaway. So this is 5 metres by 5 metres square, and we're not quite at the right depth yet, but we're getting there. Big pile of spoil as well, probably to get rid of, but we're getting there. We're just about to start putting some gravel in this trench to see if we can get the right levels. Mini digger, my JCB is round the front, and we've got some of the equipment round the back as well. Cloudy day, still 25, 26, so it's not bad working temperature as well. So let's crack on. So now I've put the pipe together dry, so it's not glued, and we put stone underneath it. There's my JCB going away. Now that machine, plastic tub there, what happens with that, in theory it fills all the way up and then discharges siphonically, so it floods the soakaway. Now we're not sure if we need that, so we need to ring the spank man, which is the organisation in France that looks after the septic tanks and the systems and what have you. So that's going to be tomorrow, because today's a public holiday in France. But yeah, JCB's working okay. Little mini digger's great for these little trenches though, it's not overkill. And yeah, it seems to be getting somewhere now. The sun's out now and it's a beautiful day here in France, and we're getting there now on this soakaway. A lot of rock though in the ground, as you can hear from the noise. Scraping the rock. Zoom in there, you can probably see it. All the rock coming out. But we're getting relatively flat. And from the house now, we need to have a bit of a slope on this hole towards the digger. And I hope you can hear what I'm saying with the noise. So the end of day 2, and it's been really hot today, sunburning weather, and we've basically got it set up now with the 2 vents at that end, septic tank coming down, and basically this will be the soakaway, the main soakaway bed. And tomorrow I'm going to have a bit of a day tidying up the corners, and I need to dig it deeper in that middle bit so as the pump can go in there. But you can see all the rock there, nightmare getting through that, even the JCB struggles. So I've had to get in there with my Kango, and I just need to make sure there's some fall on this basically, so when the water filters through the sand and gets to the bottom, it can collect and end up in the pump here. So we want the water falling towards this end and then off into the next section over there. Well, we're on day 3 now. Pipes are in from the house and the hole is relatively flat. I've got my digger bucket here because I need to now make a roughly 900 square hole, but for a round base. It's for the pump over there, the green one, and it's about 85 wide at the bottom. The bottom goes wider. I'll try and get a picture of that for you later. But basically what we're looking at now is the drainage all coming into here. We don't need the siphonic device there. which what it does, I think it stores up to about 100 litres and then discharges all in one go. But because there's only going to be one septic tank now as opposed to originally 2, we don't need that now. We've spoke to Spank and they said we can do away with that. So now that pipe's going to come into this septic tank soakaway area, and hopefully this is giving you some idea of how to build one. And now I'm going to dig this, and this has to be now about 300mm lower than the actual ground level of the soakaway. And the soakaway really needs to be falling from that pipe to this end, so that the waste products that are being filtered through the sand and are hopefully clean at the bottom can then soak into the pump and then be pumped away. Well, it's a good morning here. It's cool, at least 19 degrees today, and we're on day 5 of the septic tank soakaway. And I've now got the plastic in, and I'm about to put the grid network together to go into that. And we've got the pump, the green pump that we saw earlier, on the other side of the plastic. So we're getting there. Happy days. And let's continue and make this, put this together. It's like a swimming pool in reality. So I've now cut a little hole in the plastic bottom sheet and glued this white piece into, well, the green pump is behind there. So I'm going to put this into it now. Bit of the old washing up liquid on the rubber seal to lubricate it, and we'll connect that to that and then work away for the plastic. So there's my bottom part of the filter bed all in at the moment. JCB is coming with the gravel and they're all glued together. So put the gravel in now and rake it around. Now the gravel's going in, and a little tip for those who are doing a FOSS for the first time, it's worth definitely gluing all the joints, because when you drop the gravel into the soakaway hole, sometimes they pop out, and then you're trying to get them back together with stone going everywhere, so it's not advantageous. So it is better to glue everything and get everything as square as you can, and then drop the gravel onto it so nothing's popping out and everything stays where it's supposed to be. So as you can see now, we've got the gravel in, plastic's all the way around the side, and I'm just going to try and get this plastic to go underneath what's going to be the drains. So I think we need half a bucket of gravel now and we should be right, just to finish it off. And then it's putting this geotech material over the top of the gravel and then sand. I've now put the membrane in above the stone with a friend who's also called Alistair, so that's 2 Alistairs because I'm an Alistair. We're now putting the sand in as the filter, so you can see the gravel at the side there, and we now need 700mm, I think it is, of sand. So I'm going to get a bit of iron screwed rod, put some insulation tape around it so we can check the depth. So we're getting the sand and having to carry it all the way around to the back, to-ing and fro-ing. Lots of digger work. So several hours later, and we're bringing a bucket of JCB each time. I think that's 1.5 tons each time, and we've got 35 tons of sand, I think, delivered, something like that. Don't quote me on the tonnage, but we need 700mm. So as you can see, it's building up in that corner and in that corner. So next one's going down here, and we're slowly getting there. Hopefully I've got enough sand to fill this up and backfill the trench a bit. That'd be nice if we do. And it's warmed up, just had a little bit of a sprinkling of rain, but it's warm now, and there comes the digger again. We're getting there, slowly, very slowly, and when this is done we've got another 10 metre hole to dig there as part of the soak away. Morning. I've got this spoil from the Septic Tank soak away here in Danzak, and it's full of rocks, so I don't know if you want any of it for hardcore, because we can possibly drop it on. Well, it's been a very wet and miserable June day, believe it or not, here in France, and we're still moving the spoil, and we must have moved about 25 tonnes so far, I reckon. I don't know if you can see the rain coming in, but we're back removing all the spoil, and it's definitely going down now from what it was. JCB going strong. Maybe you can see the rain. It's been a real rainy day on and off. I'm wet through. It's nice watching the digger working. Me, I'm sat on the mini digger with a roof, out the rain. So the end of another day. I've lost track now how many days, but when we get to the end I'll try and double check how many days we've done. But this is the end of another day, and the sand's nearly filled up now, probably another 5 full buckets. Well, that's from tomorrow, and we've backfilled some of it, and trying to do a bit of levelling up there using these old terracotta tiles as hardcore, because honestly they're not worth resale. They're all goosed and the best smashed up and just used as hardcore, but we're getting there. Big mound's gone as well, so hopefully this gives some people who might want to do this themselves a good idea of what's involved, or those contemplating it and getting a contractor in to do it for them, the mess that it creates. So it's a rainy day here in France, and we're getting rid of some of the spoil into the trailer, cart it away, and I think the rain's going to get worse. It looks very grey over there, but we've got my old JCB going. It's probably 30 years old, and a brand new, well, not brand new, but it looks a new McCormick tractor there. It'll be nice when this mountain of earth's gone, that's for sure. And we've got another delivery of 15-16 tonnes of sabble. I think that's filtered sap for the filter bed thing today, which is expensive, by the way. 860 euros I think that was. So there's no wonder these septic tank systems are expensive. Labour time and material time. So we're now cleaning up the sand that we had at the front of the house and loading it into the front bucket. This is for backfilling the soil pipes from the septic tank to the first soak away. I'm now backfilling, and even though we've got a digger, big digger, little digger, I'm still using a shovel. And what we're doing here, we've got gravel underneath the pipe, and I'm throwing the sand all around it to protect the pipe from being pierced by a sharp stone, and we'll leave the top exposed, I think, for the spank inspection man so he can see it all. And I'll put an access in at the top there as well so we can rod down to this joint, and we can also open that access cap and do the same that way. So, but in theory this will only have water going down it because all the solids will get caught in the septic tank. Back to the foss, and another nice sunny day in France. Allegedly the weather forecast this week's 33, but hopefully that'll be this will be done by then, because today's Monday and 33 is on Wednesday, so should finish today, tomorrow, probably tomorrow, because we've got the 10 metre pipes to go in there next. But now we have 700 ml of sand levelled off, and the pipes are going to go in at this end and they have to fall to the other end slightly, and that little plastic thing on the top of the other plastic thing has to go in front of it, roughly speaking. But now we're waiting for roughly 100 ml of gravel to go on the top of this, and then the next layer of pipes goes on. So we're getting there, and that's building a soakaway for you. So in France, that little device there with all the pipes going into, I believe is called a regard. So we've got 2 regards, and then we've got the really deep one that goes into the pump. But that's the pipe system now, and we've got solid pipe, the header part of the system, to make sure it's flushing into the slotted parts of the drainage, to then hopefully disperse the pipe perfectly, and then as the water comes down, that'll disperse into the pipe network better. As you can see now, my grid network's being covered by the gravel, and we've got 4 going to that end from this end, and I think 1 more bucket of gravel should do us thereabouts, cover it all up. A couple of an inch or so above the pipes I think will do us. Tank. And today the installation passed, so happy about that. It just needs to be backfilled now, and I'll just give you a final run through of what's been done. So we have the septic tank there with the breather pipe going off and up to the top there with the right cowl on it, and if we come back here, we've got the manhole that obviously goes straight into the septic tank, and the pipe heads off to the corner with the electrics, and up to the top there. It needs to just be extended a little bit, and the correct cowl put on there, and he's happy then. Just got to send a picture of that off. And we've got 2 trenches here. This is the one here roughly that's got the 4-inch soil pipe in, and that one's got the electrics in that does the bonnage pump, I think it's called in French. And he's checked the levels here today to make sure we've got fall into the drain, and here's the soakaway. And he's tested the levels of these, and he also checked the depths of the sabble sand, the filter sand. And over here we've got the pump, buried underneath here we've got an 1.5 inch 40mm pipe that goes off with the pumped water that's been filtered. And there's the geo tank, which I think has to go on the top of there before we backfill. And that's basically a big bag of water that's going to be filtered and presumably be clean to go back onto the water table. And this goes all the way over to a 10 metre additional soakaway. And this just needs to be checked in the winter to make sure it's not filling with water and that the water is actually soaking away, and mainly that's because of the amount of rock that is underneath the soil here. And there's the 10 metre final bit of the soakaway, and that'll discharge the clean water in theory into the water table. And at the bottom here there is a gully, natural stream in the winter. It should discharge and soak its way into that. So, job finished. And just to show you when the pump is pumping and it pumps the water into here, I've got 2 T's that I've installed, so hopefully it disperses the water evenly into these 2 pipes and sends it round this nice little loop where we've got the cutouts in the bottom of the plastic for it to soak away. The final stage now, the geo textile goes on the top to keep the whole soakaway clean from mud and debris filling it, so it can be functional for a good 10 plus years. And here we go on the backfilling now, levelling it all off. Unfortunately it's got a lot of stones in, so somebody might have to go across that with a rake at some point, but my friend Alistair's here helping me with his mini digger as we finish off. Final day hopefully. an hour or so raking, and it's looking relatively flat. There's going to be a few rocks coming out of it for a while, and hopefully it settles nicely. But I'm going to say you wouldn't think we'd been here, but you clearly can tell we've been here. But that's it, finished.